Alright, everybody, thank you for your patience. We are in, and we got a Hel and a Giannis band out now that we're finally in. Took 3 times. First time they made it so you couldn't spectate the
Is
game.
third time the charm?
Third time. That's what I got from Team Instinct's manager. Manager said, alright, third time's the charm. Second time we got in, and then Bobat immediately crashed, and third time we're in. So then Hel immediately getting banned out. As Sosa said in behind the scenes while we were waiting.
Somebody's been paying attention.
Well, I was going to make reference to your horrible pun, but...
Oh, that one, okay.
Yes, about how they didn't want Warchi to pop you off, and, I mean, good pun, bad pun, I don't really know. We are, however, going to see no Hel, no Giannis, no Sir Ket, and now no Khepri. So, no Beatles, no Scorpions.
And we're also going to see a Sun
robots.
Wukong as that first pickup here from Team Instinct as well. Geb and Thor immediately lock in for the Papis, though. They seem to know exactly what they want, as, once again, I am mystically ahead of the production here, or I'm very psychic, as you'll see in a second. And are you ready for my next prediction target? A Freya lock-in from Instinct. I am just so clairvoyant.
Yes, with that said... again, Sosa running slightly ahead of the production crew here. We are going to see Freya getting locked in here. Now, waiting on Gamehunter for his pickup here, though he does have his character, because, well, Gamehunter's most likely playing Sun Wukong. So the question is, what do they want? Do they want a jungler? Go along with the jungler that Thor. We're going to see a Ymir, however.
Ymir could definitely work as a support or jungle pickup here. He's one of those gods, the very, very kind of flexible god, but most popular, and for good reason, in support role. He's had a pretty good showing so far with some flash freezes, making a pretty big show, as well as the wall of denial being a major impact in these fights. That zone denial tool is such an important thing to have, just work around the team. Meanwhile, the Papis able to respond one last time before they go into the second ban phase. Wouldn't be surprised. Oh, well, there we go. Mid laner hovered on and locked in right away for the Papis right there. Now we're into this second round of bans here. Agni off the table for Team Instinct. As Team Instinct looking to take something away from the Papis here. They've got options. I'm expecting some kind of ADC ban here, though.
Yes and no. I mean, it's a question of who does Moax feel comfortable going up against as Freya, or rather, who is there that he doesn't want to deal with, or do they ban out a solo laner? Do they ban out a? It's
true.
Really yeah, I mean,
I'd like to see them get rid of something strong that can deal with the Freya here. Yeah. Unless Moax just feels incredibly confident here, but like the target, they're going to go for the soul laner instead, and that's an Osiris off the board.
Yeah, Osiris ban makes a lot of sense. Osiris, one of the few characters that arguably can counter Wukong. I believe he can do quite well against him. However, we are going to see Perilla rocking the Ram once again, and this is scary. But again, I can understand Team Instinct saying, look, we know that they know what our solo laner is. Team Instinct has Gamehunter on Wukong, most likely. Unless this is a jungle Ymir and a support Wukong, or a jungle Wukong, which really doesn't make any sense. In which case, we have to see what WolfOfEloStreet and NinjaBobat are going to pick up here. But more than likely, we're going to see a mid laner and a jungler. Fine. Whatever.
I mean, like I said, Ymir definitely is one of the support. It's definitely one of those flexible support picks, and he deals so much damage that, I mean, he's hovering for Gamehunter here. He could actually be that solo lane carry right there. But at the same time, I think we're more likely to see him in the jungle with the Sun Wukong. Dheylo, please make our days here on the desk.
I don't want to say
our days on the desk.
So, anyways, really quickly, while we wait to see if he locks this in, talking about the other side, that means that Freya that was instantly locked in by Moax is actually a jungle Freya, meaning that we're going to see an Ares Neith. Oh wait, no. That's a mid lane Freya, or a mid lane Neith, and Dheylo made me sad.
It is most likely a mid lane Neith. I think it's going to be a mid lane Neith here, as it's trading us on over to Korinyo right there. Moax is going to be hovering on that Freya still, so this will be a Freya in the AD carry role, using that Hunter in the mid lane here for Team Instinct. Gamehunter also playing that Sun Wukong, so this is going to be a Ymir in the jungle, so looks like Hel has finally frozen over, especially since she's banned out this game.
NinjaBobat plays a lot of
finally finishing this one out, and I mean, yeah, that's true. It makes sense. It is NinjaBobat, so I guess we kind of could have seen that one coming a bit of a mile off, but well, there we go. These are going to be your team comps going to the game, and I gotta say, I'm pretty happy to see Chaac. He can be that stable laner here versus the Sun Wukong, but It's going to be a very, very stable match in the solo lane, and honestly a bit boring, I'd say.
It'll be interesting to see, what does come out. And I'm bummed. I was looking forward to that Robin that they were hovering, but Dheylo decided to actually listen to Warchi. Warchi probably was yelling, "No, don't give me that! Don't give me the Robin! I don't want that character." But that's what happens. That said, over on Team Instinct, you've got, Freya Ares would be a very interesting combo, which is what it's going to be. Korinyo playing Neith, definitely catching me off guard. Just the entire combination, really, it's like, okay, wait, you're doing what exactly? It all works and it all makes sense once you break it down, but there is that moment of, well, okay then. That's it.
I like it. It's a good way to get your get a hunter damage inside your team, especially if you want to run a Freya in the AD carrier role.
And especially when you've got an Ymir running jungle, because that means that you effectively have two duo lanes that are AD and support. Only one's not a hunter, it's a mage, but it's still a hunter because it's Freya. So overall, it's going to be interesting to see how Team Instinct does. Once again, though, this is a best of 3 this week because we did not crack deep enough into round of 64. We're casting from round of 32 on, meaning that we have the time to be able to bring you all a proper best of 3 series here, which is wonderful for us. Not so wonderful for our vocal cords, but wonderful for the spectators. So we will be back in about 2 minutes with action for game number 1, Team Instinct versus the Papis. And we are back, as we said. Shouldn't have been too long. About 2 minutes. I think I got it about right. Where'd my mouse go? There we go. Okay. We are into the game. Welcome to game number 1 of the finals. Team Instinct up against the Papis.
After many trials and errors, we're finally in here, and Target, I gotta read what you said, these team comps here, WolfOfEloStreet, gonna be rocking the support, and, I mean, it's kind of like you said, though, they've got that almost duo lane in the middle lane, except NinjaBobat will be roaming, well, actually, yeah, he'll be going full support, he'll be roaming, just sticking to the mid lane with his AD carry, aka Korinyo here, so it's gonna be really interesting to see how they play this one out, or if they make any kind of adaptations here to their playstyle due to that double duo lane. I mean, that's essentially what the mid lane has become at this point.
Yeah, we're going to see if NinjaBobat is going to go Purple Pot, is going to go ahead and buy that, and head right up to Wave and help out Korinyo on this. Korinyo is going to be doing a attack, or not attack speed, but a speed buff start. We're going to be seeing 3 of them over here on this back camp and speed, and the Hunter and support will be just starting off at the purple buff. So other side, however, on the Papis will be starting at red for their laners. So it'll be a differing start, but they both make sense, and it makes a lot of sense, especially when Bobat will be spending a lot of time in mid, and Korinyo going off to mid lane very quickly there. Hunter and Bobat will now be going off to their, or rather, Gamehunter's blue buff, and NinjaBobat should not be too far behind to go to mid lane. I'm expecting Korinyo to poke out TheAlexMC here relatively nicely. I mean, it's Neith. She's got a lot of extra poke potential, though her wave clear is a little bit weaker.
I mean, even then, once Korinyo reaches that point where he can instant clear the wave pretty easily, as soon as you see NinjaBobat wanting to fight over this mid camp with TheAlexMC right here, he's going to force them back. You've got to respect the mirror damage early on in this game, especially since Korinyo walking around the corner with that Spirit Arrow. They've got so much crowd control on the side of Team Instinct right here. The Papis have to pay homage to it, and they will. They're going to back off. They're just going to split these mid camps 2-2, it seems, but NinjaBobat has something to say about that Korinyo coming around from the corner. TheAlexMC trying to land the stun with his Spirit Ball right there, but he's also just buying time for Dheylo. Dheylo will solo out these mid camps, but he's going to lose a huge chunk of health for going after these right now, and I'm just going to give NinjaBobat and friends time to back up, finish this wave off, and then go clear out these back camps once they need to go for it. But Dheylo lost quite a hefty chunk of HP in that one. Now Neith able to clear out that wave. Korinyo looking fairly fine now. So these teams should split off to their normal thing, but they did miss one little minion.
That's perfectly fine. So mid lane, or duo lane, we're looking for some poke as well. WolfOfEloStreet, I'm hoping this was a misclick. If it's not a misclick, then it's a weird click, and that being a hog. He has Hog 1. End of the gods.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we've seen Hog make a very slight trend back into the game from time to time. I mean, to be fair, I think it's got a 100% win rate in the SPL still, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. It's been bought twice and it lost each time. Or lost one of the 2 times, excuse me, so it's 50%. But no, Hog is a Hand of the Gods, very, very odd pick. And the reason I say it is because, sure, tier 1, 480 damage, not a whole lot, and it only does 1 minion, and it's always the minion with the highest maximum health. Which, okay, that's okay in the jungle, not amazing.
Target, they're setting up for something here in the solo lane here. We do see Korinyo kneeling down, ultimately going to be charged and channeled here. Warchi getting double stunned right off the bat, and now Gamehunter looking to start his early dominance here. Warchi teleports out the back, and they're going to try to cut him off at the option here. I don't think Warchi's getting out of this one alive unless he goes to the reset. He's going to try to reset the kill timer. He might have bought enough time, but Gamehunter with the max range cudgel right there, going to tag and bag a kill right there. That's going to be Team Instinct picking up the first blood, and now it's going to no one else than the legend known as Gamehunter, so that's a pretty good person at picking up that first blood money there, and now not only that, it's going to a Sun Wukong as well.
Yeah, Sun Wukong, a very, very big deal here, getting that rolling. And Chaac forced into teleport early, though at least he had enough to buy tier 2 boots, I guess. Wukong buying, however, full warrior tabi, and going from there. However, dual lane, getting some trouble. Moex is in trouble. There's the teleport from Dheylo, but he is out of gas, and Gamehunter decided to TP over as well. He's not playing the farm game today, boys, as Korinyo is going to get a kill onto him, and WolfOfEloStreet looking for more.
Yeah, WolfOfEloStreet looking for more. NinjaBobat right around the corner. He finds a great wall to block off DavidArnaiz's escape route, but WolfOfEloStreet can't quite close the gap until he gets right on TheAlexMC's face. They lock him down. There's no time to detonate, but it's barely going to do anything once he does get it off. NinjaBobat picks up that kill. They're in a perfect position to just go straight for the purple buff now as well. Team Instinct ready to prove that they can strike just as hard as the Moxies, and they're not going to let up either.
And there is certainly no reason for our Team Instinct. Has a lot of early game damage. Ymir, one of those characters. Frostbite on his passive. If he applies an ability to you, his basic attacks do double damage. His basic attack scaling, not good at all. However, the base numbers, certainly pretty decent. And when that's double, you're talking 120 per basic attack right around here. Which is pretty significant when you're only 1,000 health at most.
That's going to be a massive chunk right there, as well as Neith channeling another ultimate. Korinyo going straight for DavidArnaiz. Arnaiz and electrical will beads away immediately, so that's going to be a beads one forced out right there. And well, DavidArnaiz with an early bead, planning out for that Neith ultimate there. So with all the CC on Team Instinct, I can definitely see why he'd want to go for that one, especially early on. Definitely. I mean, you're landing against an Ares as well, so you need those if you want to get your rollouts perfectly placed.
Well, not only the rollouts, but the popular thing with Gebs is, oh, I don't need to get beads. I'll just Cataclysm and be fine. Yes, but then your initiation is wasted. And now that Hog's not an item anymore, or not a core item for a support, you can do things like give me beads and I'll buy beads and blanks. Good. Or I will buy shell. I mean, there are options now, which mean that he doesn't need to rely on, in this case, Cataclysm.
And it's going to be incredibly imperative that the Papis have all their CC cooldowns available for these fights. Team Instinct, this is going to be a really, really rough game for the Papis if Team Instinct don't let up, as this time around the Papis don't have that ticking time bomb known as a Hell being played by Warchi. Granted, they've got a solidly well-scaling comp over in the solo lane. Warchi is once again in danger. Gamehunter ready to claim another skull for his legendary skull throne. And there we go, another notch in Gamehunter's belt, it seems. And I think he's going to be more than happy walking away 2-0-2. But even then, we're going to see Dheylo up in the air. Warchi is already dead, and his friend is already out. So Dheylo just going to have to descend back towards his own jungle there. So unfortunately, a major cooldown waste for the Papis. Team Instinct running them ragged and horse all over the map.
Definitely, and now we're going to see an Alpha Commander from WolfOfEloStreet in the mid lane. Cataclysm and Beads are used. Oh, beautiful body block there coming out from DavidArnaiz, as well as that Geb shield will keep TheAlexMC alive for now. No new law, so they can't just, ult kill her now, but that's certainly worth it for Korinyo, giving Korinyo some opportunity to continue to provide pressure. DavidArnaiz, good body block as well, but he's eating a lot of damage there. Geb is here, but
ooh, but it was a good bit.
Backflips over the wall.
Yeah, backflip over the wall. It could have been major if Dheylo had landed that stun, but even then, Korinyo, he's got so many ways out of a fight that I don't think I can lock him down for long enough to secure the kill, especially without any kind of major damage dealers around. Meanwhile, WolfOfEloStreet getting very, very aggressive here in Dheylo's face, but he might pay for it here as we could see a repeat here, as the one thing we really saw get punished from Instinct, they can get incredibly aggressive spin to win from Dheylo, will secure the kill, but right into freeze range from NinjaBobat. Bobat going to find the lockdown as Korinyo secures the kill, but these wings are doing heavy-duty lifting right now. However, Moex has arrived. Moex wants blood, and Moex shall receive what he wants, as NinjaBobat shatters the shards of ice around him. A wall will lock his target down as Freya in so much danger. Beam may not be enough, as Airborne goes the Valkyrie. One more shot, one more kill for Moex, as now he needs to make his escape after the back of that Valkyrie's discretion. Team Instinct on a complete tear right now. 7-1, a 3,000 gold lead, and the Papis, they're starting to get into dire straits right now.
They really are. 7-1 at 746 is huge, and there's no signs of stopping. You know, as I said, there are some problems with Team Instinct's team composition, but not if they get to this kind of start. When they get this far ahead, they're golden. We saw, you know, NinjaBobat had no... Oh, actually, blink in. Beautiful stun combination there from his ultimate as well. Dheylo is in trouble, and Warchi actually eats the ultimate, and Dheylo will be able to ult out, but now Warchi is in some trouble.
Warchi, once again, in some major trouble. Dheylo going to be forced to run away. However, they're not going to pursue under Warchi here. Now, Gamehunter might have the chase turned right back onto him here, but he does have the Bird of Nope still available, and now it's going to be hard to lock him down, especially with the rest of Team Instinct bearing down on their necks. The Poppy going to elect to back off of this one, as unfortunately it's going to have to be the smart and right choice for them there. But once again, Warchi looks to be in danger, as Team Instinct constantly just threatening pressure over on that solo lane. Not even enforcing it either. They're just constantly having that threat of pressure. As we could have seen a 1v1 over there from Perilla and Moex, but both sides just ended up backing off. However, WolfOfEloStreet, not the kind to back off here. He could find a great chain here. It's going to not connect, actually, so the roll will be good from Perilla. And once again, a close call for Papis, but Instinct falling ever so slightly short on that one.
Indeed. So something to note, very briefly, looking at items, Freya, one of the characters who will be hyper-carrying in the late game, did not opt for early Fatalis, instead opted for early boots. I like it from the decision of it gives him a little bit of penetration early, gives him a little bit more power, and a little bit more movement speed. Yes, Fatalis gives him movement speed, but it also, more importantly, gives him the attack speed and the passive. But when you're Moex and you're rotating to mid lane, that Fatalis doesn't do him any good until he starts hitting people. So he might as well instead be rocking the boots, because, again, it's Freya. She's always rocking some very fashionable choices here in her costumes or skins. Yes. But
as long as she's not going full basic Bologna.
Basic Bologna's not in the game yet. It's okay.
Yeah, true.
But with that said, you know, again, WolfOfEloStreet looking for a little bit more. He's looking for some skulls to add to his shield here. Not exactly the most fashionable, but if it works for him, it works for him. So we are going to be seeing, again, backing here. Poppies are looking to try and play into the late game. Yes, they don't have the strongest late game jungler in Thor, but neither do Team Instinct in Ymir. And then you look at all the other lanes, they scaled relatively equally. Other than perhaps this Freya, Neith, Ram, Isis combo, where they just scaled differently. I feel is the main difference, is that they just scaled in
both teams
directions.
have very similar scaling, but Team Instinct have a lot of ways to actually cover the ground for their different carries to get online at certain points. Moex, while being weak-ish in the early game, does have those pen boots early on, so it's going to bring out a little bit of extra damage in the magic department. Does scale up quite nicely in the late game. In fact, Freya has been known as one of the highest damage carries. You'll see a blink in on the Warchi there. Warchi responding with a perfectly well-timed ultimate there to buy a bit of safety, but will it be enough? Bobat blocking him in. A Neith ultimate comes by. Korinyo secures the kill. Both members, like I said, coming online different times as Gamehunter gets caught out by a wall and a dunk. Gamehunter going to fall there as Bobat now blocked in, but it's DavidArnaiz who gets the kill. However, here comes the WolfOfEloStreet, ready to lock them all down. He pulls DavidArnaiz into a crowd right there. Circle protection will be popped. It looks like WolfOfEloStreet doing so much damage, putting down so much pressure that they've got to back away. Bobat surviving on fumes. Gamehunter the only one to fall, but the sacrifice is accepted by the Poppies right there. They're going to relent and leave Team Instinct to fight another day.
Indeed. Also, dual lane, Team Instinct, Moex headed back, and in that, Perilla said, alright, cool, and just powered down the lane as quickly as possible, and did push into the tower, lost a little bit. Korinyo now, recognizing that he had got rotated over, now has to stop his lane from going into tower, and because of that, the Poppies are able to take both sets of mid camps. Whether you call it a misrotation from Korinyo, I'd call it maybe a little bit of a late rotation, but that's about it. But again, it's just good pressure from the Papis saying, alright, fine, all of you are in the solo lane, we're going to apply pressure in the mid and duo.
I mean, they've also noticed the fact that Team Instinct tends to do a lot of threatening of pressure, walking over where these wards would or usually will be, trying to get spotted but not really fully committing to any fights, walking just in and out of vision. The Papis have started to call their bluff on a lot of these, and now they're starting to apply pressure of their own, like you said, Target. And that's really going to be forcing Team Instinct to not make as many greedy plays here, but Team Instinct still have a solid and commanding lead, so they're definitely looking to try to find some way to just get back in the driver's seat and just stay in complete control.
Definitely. So I have just been informed that Moxies did take third this week, so congratulations to them. Congratulations as well to their opponents for taking fourth. But again, I mean, I'm sure we'll be seeing them again next week, as we do see a bit of an engagement up here at the top side of the middle lane.
Yeah, Korinyo trying to find a route here. A great wall from Dheylo will force a disengage here. Korinyo playing very aggressive right now as we're going to see NinjaBobat just laying down the carpet for everybody right here. Going to secure this buff, but Dheylo wants a fight, and Dheylo smells blood in the water. He's ready to...
I think we just lost Soza, but in case, we already see Dheylo going there in onto Korinyo. Korinyo going to get very low. He's going to be able to get the backside, and we are going to see Warchi looking for some more. We're going to see that super protection, not doing a whole lot, healing a little bit. Now WolfOfEloStreet in the ultimate, trying to do something. Does pull Warchi with that, as NinjaBobat actually going to get the by Dheylo is going to finish off WolfOfEloStreet, and the damage is continuing. Throw going up into the air. Can they find anything? Especially he's looking down on the bottom side. Gamehunter was getting a good amount of damage off, but was forced to go up into his cloud as well. Right now, only one kill. Now Moak's going to finish off Gorilla. That's going to be first kill. Now Korinyo getting another kill as well. That's 2 kills now for 1 in favor of Team Instinct, and Korinyo is looking to continue, but his team says, nah man, we not diving underneath that tower. So Bobat clearing out this right side lane may help them take out the first tower of the game, this tier 1 solo. And yes, I did in fact just lose Soza completely, so I'll be solo casting the rest of this match. So we come back, I guess. So now, Gold Fury being started up here by the 2 carries of Instinct and the Papis. So Moex will be tanking it. Has a little bit of lifesteal, not, again, just passive lifesteal, so not too much. While Korinyo doesn't have any lifesteal just yet. We're going to go through, take that out. WolfOfEloStreet does blink in there just to provide a little bit of extra power. Good banish. Does, however, prevent the chains from hitting DavidArnaiz. And now David is in a bit of trouble, but TheAlexMC does have a very good Spirit Ball thrown in to protect himself for good measure, even though he was out of mana. So now, wait, coming up on the 15-minute mark, 10-3 in favor of Team Instinct, just shy of 8,000, or just over 8,000, excuse me, experience in their favor, just over 6,000 gold as well. So we will be seeing a very solid lead in favor of Team Instinct, but certainly not an insurmountable one. Papis have come back from worse several times, and again, not necessarily the end of the world for them with their composition. Korinyo, though, is looking for something here, as he is trying to find... He's actually going to be forced to go up into the air with his ultimate, and he's going to be taken down about half health, though. And he will just, nope, right on out of there with that anvil of... Soza would say the anvil of... Nope, it's the anvil of dawn, though. Going right on up. And Korinyo was looking for something, actually did ult over to Warchi. Warchi looking to try and find something. He's going to try and steal some protections. Gamehunter is looking for it, though. He's going to hit him with the cudgel. Going up into his ultimate, though. And actually, his decoy is going to get the kill. That's wonderful. You gotta love it when the decoy is able to make the plays. However... Bird form does come out. Gamehunter looking to try and disengage, however, good slow there, and actually makes it outside of the range of the Cataclysm. And now Korinyo is looking for a little more. However, he's going to get caught out, and Korinyo is now in a ton of trouble. He's going to be able to beat and back away, and he will start trying to disengage as quickly as possible. Going to see the ultimate coming out from Dheylo and TheAlexMC, and the ultimate from TheAlexMC, damage from Dheylo. Gamehunter still trying to get out of there, and he will run, and Korinyo will make it out as well. However, while this was all going on over in the solo lane, or the dual lane, excuse me, Team Instinct will take 1 tower. There are 3 of them here, and they may make this 2, and indeed they will. So unless this is a successful defense, it will be Warchi and Perilla showing up at just the right time. They are going to be able to force away the team of Moex and friends, though Bobat is going to need to try and help out Moex. Moex in some trouble. Aegis here, going to have to go up into that Valkyrie, but now we're going to see the ultimate coming out from Rama as well. Rama is still up in the air. Never mind, he comes right back down as soon as I go to spectate onto him. And now WolfOfEloStreet has 4 members chasing him while his teammates are all out of here. And he does fall Okay, Korinyo now on the backside of this fight does poke Dheylo and then realizes just what she has done, and Neith is going to just start running while the very, very scary axe murderer Chaac does continue chasing. Warchi can heal himself up quite nicely and continue to look for more. While now over the solo lane, we see Gamehunter taking away that tier 2 tower all on his lonesome, while again, no towers have been taken by the members of the Papis. We are going to see the Aegis coming up from AlexMC to protect himself from that Neith ultimate. However, Bobat is looking for more. Going to see a Blink Cataclysm again coming in there from DavidArnaiz. However, Bobat is looking for something. Can't quite seem to find it. Now he's in trouble as he just gets actually the freeze off. There we go. No! The Geb Shield is going to save AlexMC just barely, and Bobat is going to fall to that circle of protections. And now Korinyo on the top side of this fight is looking to try and come back in once again. This fight is just going to continue on and on and on. Korinyo blowing up Warchi though right now. 2 levels ahead and all kinds of Neith power. And Neith is going to try and chase this even though it is 1 versus 4. Never mind. Now we have excuse me, now we have Freya here. And going to see what happens next as Korinyo is continuing to chase, excuse me, while we do see Sun Wukong. Gamehunter has taken 1 tier tower, and now he's hanging out like, what do I do? Oh, I know, I'll just do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and he's good to go. Now we're going to see a pressure onto this tier 2 tower in the duo lane over on WolfOfEloStreet side. Going to see the silence coming out from Warchi trying to do some damage. WolfOfEloStreet tanking up if he's alright. Going to see Korinyo working on the tower a little bit, and also just simply providing some focus. Now we're going to see Gamehunter coming in from the backside to see where Gamehunter can go is the question. You're going to see Mox going up into Papis' direction as well. Warchi is going to fall. Mox is going to be able to do damage, and now Gamehunter taking out DavidArnaiz as well. Now we're going to see this focus split happening as well. Mox in a little bit of trouble. Going to see Thor going up into the anvil of Dawn, and WolfOfEloStreet and Mox both very, very low. Mox possibly going to fall here. Nope, Vanishing is going to be combined with the Neith weave right there, and they're going to take that tower. Perilla 12, however, is going to finish off Mox, and now the disengage finally will occur. Maybe? We can hope. Okay, Neith keeps channeling her ultimate. I think they're looking for AlexMC. AlexMC is kiting best he can. Nope, there we go. Is going to fall there to Korinyo. Korinyo now on that rampage. And Perilla is here still. Korinyo in trouble. There's the blink hit from NinjaBobat. NinjaBobat looking for Perilla. Thor on the bottom side of this fight, looking for more as well. And now, actually, Perilla in tons of trouble, getting blown up by NinjaBobat. NinjaBobat looking for. We're going to get the slow as well. And there we go. Korinyo getting last bit of damage. And this fight is just continuing to go on and on. Team Instinct now 15 to Papis 7. As I believe we have a bit of a disengage while Team Instinct takes away the Papis jungle. Only 1 tower remaining for the Papis, that being their mid lane tier 2, and it looks like NinjaBobat and Korinyo are going to take this Gold Fury, which will be the 2nd Gold Fury of the game if it is taken, and it will be their 2nd if they are the team to take it as well. Thank you. Just take a quick breath. So now, really quickly looking at levels, 17 to 14 in the duo lane, 13 to 14 in favor of the Papis for the supports. However, 18 to 15 in the mid lane, 17 to 13 in the jungle, and 18 to 15 in the solo lane. So across the board, we're at almost carte blanche in favor of Team Instinct. 13 to 14, not a huge deal in terms of supports. And quite frankly, I think that Ares is doing all right, especially when you consider that he is still ahead by 500 gold. He is doing perfectly fine. Once again, no towers have been taken by the Papis. Team Instinct is currently sitting on just their 1 lonesome tier 2 remaining in the mid lane. And now Team Instinct can say, alright, we're all sitting on a lot of gold. We're seeing them sort of go back and buy waves right now, though. And we're still sitting on 1,600 and 1,500 on 2. Excuse me, WolfOfEloStreet and Gamehunter getting very, very aggressive onto 2 now. And see what they can find out of this. It's going to be a fair amount of damage coming up for Gamehunter onto Warchi. Warchi 3 levels down, and WolfOfEloStreet is going to be able to get off the pressure onto both of them. But now Thor is here, and they need to be careful. Dheylo is going to get sent out there by Gamehunter. Dheylo does have a Spirit Robe, though, which is going to help. And now the pressure is out onto Warchi, as Warchi did a good job of helping apply some pressure and peel. But now the damage is coming back in form 2 versus 4 right now. This is a problem that the Papis are going to be running into a lot, is because they're so far behind, they need to be overcommitting to these defenses. And so while they had 4 members there, we have Korinyo soloing Fire Giant, or solo starting it, excuse me. We'll have teammates here to help out in just a moment. We had Moax working on pushing up the long lane on his lonesome over on that beachfront. And now we actually only have one member. Korinyo is still on the Fire Giant, while the rest of the team has gone up to try and find some damage up here on to the rest of the Papis. DavidArnaiz on the left is going to be out and be okay. Now we're going to see Thor on the bottom side of the fight trying to get something done, but his spin to win is not enough. He in fact does fall. Now Rama trying to do his best. Freya doing so much damage, but it's not enough. NinjaBobat now chasing Warchi, while on the top side of this fight, we still see Gamehunter going in deep. Gamehunter going to turn around though and finish off Warchi, and now they are going to continue this chase. They are all low, but not as low as their opponents. You can see the blink in from Bobat. Bobat is going to force the beats out from AlexMC. There's the wall. You cannot see that good ages from AlexMC, but it does not matter. Perfectly timed by NinjaBobat. Just going to be enough that he is still in there and does fall. And there is still Perilla at full health and low mana, but there are 3 members of Team Instinct taking out this Fire Giant as if it's nothing, while we do see NinjaBobat harassing Perilla, and Perilla now out of his feeds, no longer has any CC immunity, is in trouble, and there's Fire Giant as well. He's going to be able to go into his ultimate as it did just come up, and he is in trouble. Gamehunter is taking a lot of damage, but that does not matter to him as he does take out one, and now, rather, NinjaBobat finishes up Perilla. Good freeze, as well as Korinyo comes into this fight, and they're looking onto Dheylo. Dheylo able to teleport out with that hammer on the backside of this fight. Gamehunter incredibly low, really shouldn't have low on health and mana. Fire Giant will help, and now they're looking at DavidArnaiz. DavidArnaiz is not able to get out of there with that wall. Good freeze by Bobat onto him. Warchi is trying to apply some pressure though, but it's not doing too much damage right now. Korinyo here still just starting to shred people apart as he is pushing away to his heart's content over in the dual lane. We also do still see Moek split pushing. I think this is what his team wants him to do here. Instinct saying, okay, we're going to keep harassing over here while we go do things on the other side. Now, NinjaBobat in some trouble, but a good wall, and he just gets out of the range of that. Korinyo does get double tapped there by Dheylo at the very, very end of that range, but that is it. Jumping over to this left-hand side, Phoenix, excuse me, not Goldfury. Gold Fury side Phoenix, there we go. So that's what my brain was looking for. We are going to see Moek's 1 versus 2, while mid lane, the rest of his teammates are here. Gamehunter has teleported back in after backing, and he is looking for Warchi. He is going to find the stun net onto him as well as the freeze. He can go up and he's ultimately going to try and silence it. It doesn't matter as Gamehunter is up onto it as well. He's going to come back down, and there we go. Tons of damage on Warchi. Warchi is in tons of trouble, and now there's no more CC immunity. He and DavidArnaiz are going to get pulled. Warchi was going to get back into that circle of protection, but he is just going to be forced to go back into base. DavidArnaiz will fall. No more damage there. Gamehunter beats forced as well, and now we are in a full 5 versus 4 as and actually 3. We are going to start seeing members of the Papis rotating out. Now this is that Phoenix that the Papis somehow are perfect at defending, though they are blowing up AlexMC and they blow up Perilla as well. That's a double kill that WolfOfEloStreet needed. Not him necessarily, but the Team Instinct did need. Surrender vote has come out, and now Team Instinct is looking, and they do finish that off. That is the first time that the Papis have not been able to successfully defend that Phoenix the first try, and that is going to be 22-7, 24 minutes, 4 seconds, 63,000 to 46,000. Massive lead in favor of Team Instinct, but the Papis played it so much closer for all of that game, and it was beautiful. Unfortunately, Team Instinct was able to transition better into the late game than rather than the Papis were even able to make it there. So that is the unfortunate nature of what does occur when a team is able to make it this deep into the late game. Highest level on the Papis was 16. The highest level, or the lowest level, excuse me, on Team Instinct was 20. So there's the disparity. 16 to 20 is a big deal, but when you've got that much of a disparity as well, bit of a problem. So that said, I'm gonna go find a new caster and or find Sosa again. We're not sure if his internet is still out, so I'll be back in just a few minutes. We're going to probably take just a little bit longer as we do need to find somebody, get that sorted. But we'll be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. We do have game number 2 where the Papis have to win to send it to game 3, or will Team Instinct win and take us all in simply 2 games for week number 2. Once again, my name is MTarget. Thank you all for joining me. We'll be back in just a few minutes.